Hi, Penny Lane here. In this video, I'm going to talk about using JobTread with QuickBooks Desktop and what you might lose if you switch from QuickBooks Desktop to QuickBooks Online. This is a hugely controversial subject. Many of us are very attached to our desktop software, especially if we're doing job costing, because it's been such a staple and it does such a great job of job costing. What desktop does not do a good job of, though, is integration. Intuit is no longer investing in desktop, as we all know, to the extent that they are in QuickBooks Online. And most software companies are not integrating with the desktop software because it's very costly and difficult, and it seems like not a great investment at this point. With that said, JobTread does in fact integrate with desktop. It's just very limited. With QuickBooks Online, we have a fully bidirectional. On almost everything we're bidirectional, but with QuickBooks Desktop, almost everything is one direction. The things that are bidirectional are payments to invoices. If you mark it in paid in desktop, it will show as paid in JobTread, as well as payment of vendor invoices and the employees themselves. Everything else is JobTread to QuickBooks Desktop. And additionally, you should know, especially with the costs, that all costs are going to show up in desktop as bills, even if it was a credit card charge, and then you will need in QuickBooks Desktop to go and pay that bill with the credit card. What you really need to know is if you do switch from desktop to QuickBooks Online, what are the really important things that you might be losing, or what features are problematic in QuickBooks Online still? Here's the thing. When we're doing our job costing in JobTread, it's not such a concern to us that QuickBooks Online does not have great job costing reports, because it doesn't. It does not have an item-based job profitability detail. Its estimates versus actual report does not include labor. So that's a problem. But those things don't really matter if you're using JobTread, because all of your job costing is there in JobTread. Some issues that clients might have moving from QuickBooks Desktop to QuickBooks Online, even with JobTread. Number one is going to be the classing of payroll. Currently, QuickBooks Online does not have a way to class payroll by the hour or by the minute, really. You can, in QuickBooks Online, you can assign a class to an employee, and that works in some circumstances. But if you're trying to track classes by, say, commercial versus residential, or new construction versus remodel, and you have the same employees in both divisions and they work at the same time, QuickBooks Online is not going to be able to class your labor that way. So you would need a workaround for doing it. With that said, the actual labor for job costing for the project is going to be in JobTread, but the actual running of payroll in QuickBooks Online will not happen by class at the hour level. Also, QuickBooks Online really doesn't have a way to track workers' comp the way that you have in QuickBooks Desktop. There's kind of a workaround where you could set up multiple payroll items, but it's a little bit tricky and problematic. So that could be an issue if you're switching from QuickBooks Desktop to QuickBooks Online. I really can't think of anything else that is a major problem when you have JobTread and you're switching from QuickBooks Desktop to QuickBooks Online. I've switched many clients. They've all been perfectly happy, even though it does require learning a little bit in QuickBooks Online. There are so many great efficiency features in QuickBooks Online, and the JobTread and QBO integration is so fantastic. I highly recommend using JobTread with QuickBooks Online if at all possible. If you have any questions, please email support@jobtread.com.